about a comprehensive analysis of the things, the various techniques that you have to implement in yourself to make you the authentic communicator that you're supposed to be. Number one is choose the appropriate time. Okay, choose the appropriate time. I'm not talking about appropriate time for the other person. Yes, you have to. But I'm not talking about appropriate time for you. Did you know that our bodies react differently to various times of the day? What am I trying to say? In the morning, our brain glucose level is high, so thereby making us more acceptable or more reasonable to various communication that will come our way. But guess what? In the evening, more than likely to have drained your mental energies because you spent that mental energy during the day. So that's not a time for you to choose to make certain sensitive communications. If you have certain, let's say, marital relationship, say some communication that are of great relevance, I advise that you position them early on in the day, not at the tail end of the day, but early on in the day. Not because the other person is free, no, but because you will be in a position to be able to understand the other person, listen, take the information that the other person gives, so that you'll be able to reflect back what it is that you have to tell this person. When it comes to choosing an appropriate time, avoid negative priming. What am I talking about? Do you know that something as innocuous as a TikTok video can influence the way you come across in the communication? It's true, yeah. So what I'm trying to say is, if you are preparing yourself for certain communications, one of the key things that you can do is to avoid certain negative priming triggers in your life, So we are going to have a business communications. I'm going to have business talk. I'm sit across a client. That's not the time when you have certain priming, negative priming. No. No. That's when you are watching a video of an influential person talk about how they made it in life. Such videos primes you, push you in that state where your shoulder is back, you understand, your chest is, chest out, you understand, so that you are going in there being with confidence and you're going to basically feed off the energy that you had from that video. So again, when it comes to choosing an appropriate time, priming is key. The second point is you have to be genuinely interested in the other person. Making it not, scamming. No. Try to be genuinely interested. If you're genuinely interested in the person, it's going to show from your body language, is going to beam off you, and the other person is going to receive it and also reciprocate it, thereby making the communication more seamless. I detest situations where people will be communicating and they are not interested in the other person, they are not stuck into the communication. I find such situations appalling, be genuinely interested in the other person. And that's a seductive move, okay? Now the third point is listen. I think this seeks into the second point. Listen. One of the things that I don't like seeing is people on their phones whilst chatting, talking with someone. I detest that thing, and God, it makes my brain hurt. When you are talking to someone, listen. Listening is a skill. I have a colleague who is always basically battery. I don't know, maybe that's the right, I don't know the right word, but battery. Basically being I listen too well. When someone is talking to me, I drop my phone, I drop everything, and I'm listening. This makes the other person feel appreciated, and this is a sign of interest in the other person. Guess what? You show interest. Human beings are mirroring beings, you understand? You show interest, you get interest. You feel like the time is not right, where you cannot give the person your full attention, you postpone the communication, you postpone the conversation. Postpone it to a time when you can listen, when you can make the other person feel like the person is the only important thing standing across from you. So listening is very key. Another key thing that you have to bear in mind when it comes to listening is learn not to interrupt or interject when the other person is talking. It's natural, as the other person is talking, our main occupation is think of what we are going to say when we get a chance. When we finish, let the other person shine, let the other person be the hero in their own story. Let them feel free to flow, let them feel free to flow with that story of how they overcame, how they were the hero, how they won. Let them talk about how they won, let them give them that chance to brag, to tell you how they won. It's that very key when it comes to listening and communication. What point will be improve your content. What do I mean by improving one's content? Improve your content by improving your very self, Improve your very self. Be interesting. Have hobbies. Be good at your work, you understand? Become confident in the things that you do on a day-to-day basis, on a daily basis. Try and be good at it so that you can spark communication, so that you can have something to talk about, so you can have something that mentally you are standing on to elicit confidence, you understand? You have to find something. You have to find something, and that's very key. Improving one's content. Read books, go to the gym, find hobbies, do gardening, do something. These things will be very key in communication, because trust me, you'll be sitting across from someone and you need to say something interesting, and then you don't have anything interesting to say because you have not improved your content. Trust me, it is going to seep into your communication. It's going to make you a better communicator because you are good at what you do. The final point is practice. Practice, practice, practice. So as you have began practice in any avenue that you can, you practice it, you practice. Practicing is very key here because communication, trying to have the other person interested in you, it's a game of numbers, one, and also a game of self, There's also a game of self, it's about trying to find your identity when it comes to communication. And that comes with practice. That comes with practice. So, how do you know that the communication is going well? How can you tell the communication is really going well? Well, you have to be looking out for mirroring signs. They are subconscious, yep. The other person doesn't even really realize they're doing it, yep. But it's a sign that the communication is going as well as it should be. You pass your hand over your face like this. The other person also, without even realizing, also passes their hand over their face. You touch the button of your sleeve, right? You do it. The other person, you also pass the hand over there. That's a sign. The person is mirroring you, and that's a sign that the communication is going on. So look out for the mirroring signs in the conversation. Okay, so let me touch on almost everything, but this is something that I want to chip in. It is okay for not everyone to like you. It's okay. It is a numbers game. You understand? It's better in mind. And also with narcissists, this is that you are having a communication with, hey, try and communicate, share communication in a way that will get the best out of the person in the moment, right? The long term, you should not be looking to communicate effectively with this person because narcissists, bro. So yeah, that would be it for this episode of Reformer, and I hope you'll be I hope you're inspired. I hope you are. What's the word? No, I hope you have been primed. Yeah, I hope you have been primed in the right direction. That will be it for this episode. I'll see you another time. Yeah, bye bye.